Here's the driver's side quarter of the black Mustang underneath it. That's the front part of it. This is before the paint shop. This is the passenger inner side of the passenger on the from the front view underneath it, and that's the bottom of the driver's side from the back view. Passenger driver's side as well. I'm showing all these to show you guys. When I picked my car from the paint shop, you guys can see everything was fine. He did add some metal to the back part to get the curves on some panels that I previously bought. If you look under there, he didn't touch anything underneath it. Nothing back there, as we agreed. So I kind of kept that away from you guys, because I was kind of embarrassed, to be honest with you. And there was some Bondo in some areas, so let me show you the passenger side. If you can kind of get a glimpse of it. Wasn't that bad on the passenger side, but it still was some holes under there. And on the front part, you guys see on the previous pictures, there was something there. So that didn't sit well with me for a long time. I was gonna kind of let it stay like that, and so I realized that I want this car to be the best that I can have it, or the best that I can make it be. So I started cutting out some of that metal, cutting out a lot of that metal, taking some parts from the gray Mustang as well as the red one, but those are some pieces that I cut out, and I just started cutting out everything on the that was under there that was rusted. I cut out all that crap and just started fabricating. It was the piece that I messed up, trying to get those angles back and using different techniques. As you guys can see, that indent in that piece that I cut out, I wanted to put everything back as it was, and you can kind of see how it's shaping, and I will show some of that. But a lot of fabrication, a lot of time went into me doing what I'm gonna show you guys, because I wanted it to be as close as it was to factory and sealed off perfectly, so it won't or prevent it from rusting, most importantly, ever again, and to make it look nice, aesthetically nice and symmetrical. So that was the goal for me, to cut all of that crap out and remove all that Bondo. So I was using my press here and just pushing hard to get the pieces that I had to make up or fabricate to fill in all those voids from the pieces that I didn't have off the gray and red car to make things work. So I'll take you guys through all of this. This video is about. Alright guys, it took me about an hour to beat this part out, and we're perfect with it now. All the curves are there, perfect, to get it where I need it to be. So I gotta trim it down some and maybe a little bit more shaping, but we're just about there. So let me trim it down some and start cutting out the rest of the parts I gotta cut out and get ready to tack all this stuff in. This is terrible. Look at this, guys. I just ripped all that stuff out of here. I'm about to cut it now. It's a bunch. I'm gonna fix all this. Okay, we got some good metal now. Good metal. All thick. Look at that. How thick we is. Got good metal. So I trimmed over I left a lot of space for error here. So you guys what I'm talking about. Now it's gotta fit the patch. Some seat, down space for error. So I gotta just trim this down. Fit the patch in here perfectly. I'm not gonna cut. I'm trying to trim the patch down to fit perfectly in here. Got great metal though, so I gotta trim over some more. So I'm gonna trim the patch down to fit this like a puzzle. So I'll be marking and I'll be fitting this in here. Gonna make this look nice. Really nice. Fix all this. Got a little bit to do on that side. So I'll be fixing all this tomorrow. All right, putting in my patch. All right, guys, it's been time consuming, but it has to be right. It has to be right. You guys can see them right there, trying to make these wheels disappear where it's obvious at, and make sure everything lines up perfect, picture perfect. Picture perfect. So I got to do a little bit more sanding. Then it's under the bottom. And then it's, and then I gotta get in there somewhere. Get all that sanded down. And then you gotta get all in the bottom. Okay guys, let me show you the progress. It's been a tedious job. I'm gonna be as best as I can. So I'm pretty much done with the back. Like I said, I want it to be unnoticeable. Turn out really good. You can barely notice that I cut it. You can see how perfectly matched that is. Let's go underneath. A little bit more sanding under here. And here, I'm sanding my butt off. A little more sanding to do. Guys can see that there's like a heel here. I have to make that here. So I got pretty much done with the driver's side. A lot of work went into this. After the bare metal was sanded down, I used some etching primer. I'm gonna show you guys the thing I use. I use rust reformer a lot. I love that stuff. That stuff is incredible. And polyurethane sealant. That stuff is second to none. That stuff, between all the cracks, you know, and making sure everything was sealed off with it, and then I hit it with some undercoating, some Rust-Oleum undercoating and Flex Seal. That stuff is amazing too. And then I have the paint for this car, so went over with that. Look at that mess, guys. Cut the mess out. I'm gonna fix that back there. We're gonna fix that.
all metal now. So I'm gonna sand all this off of here so we can have some metal to weld to. All this is solid metal. Everything is solid metal now. I do want to give a sentence recommendation, guys. This DeWalt one, although it's not, I mean, you can get in some tight spots with it. It is kind of has some length to it. Fairly thin, but I have many angle grinders and die grinders. I'm talking about 20 of them. And this is by far the better ones, if not the best one. This thing is incredible. It cuts amazing. Amazing. So I'll show you guys the model number. I love tools. I got a million tools. I just, when I see something, when I fall in love with something, I try to recommend it. This is it. It's one of the cheaper ones, angle grinders from DeWalt, the cordless grinders, but this thing is a monster. Oh my goodness. I can't stress enough. That thing is a beast. Yes, it is. So I have to do some fabricating, but on the gray card, most of that is here. That is extremely solid. About to go cut that off. We're gonna weld it on, finish this side up, and that will be completely it. This car will be rust free. Every inch of this car would have been hit, or any rust surfaces I see that's on this side, all up in these nooks and crannies. We're gonna use some rust reformer to prevent that rust from coming back. And every inch of this car would have been touched. Every inch. We're putting this thing back just like it was. All these fixtures are completely done. So this is it. Let's get the patch cut and let's weld this in. Guys, open the garage up. That looks good. That looks good, guys. That looks really good. Oh, that looks good. That's good, guys. That looks good. All right, guys, I'm finishing up the final touches on this back piece. Should be done within the next hour or so. Got to do a little bit more sanding. Show you guys exactly where I'm at and get my creeper. Just about done. Got a little bit more ways to go there. A little bit more sand and that'll be perfect. Here, a little bit more sanded and then it'll be done. Everything's lined up like perfectly. A little bit more sanded and that'll be done. Let me show you guys over here. Pretty much done with this. A little bit more sanding. And it's gonna be back nice. Yep, so I'll be done with this in a little bit more sanding on all sides, and it'll be a wrap. So when I get through with this side, I'll be completely done with all the rust repairs, and I'm gonna strip all the panels and stuff out the inside, clean them all up. I gotta fix that dash pad. That'll be kind of towards the end, and I'm gonna start getting the carpet in and start assembling everything, and then well, I may remove all the stuff from the inside and get it prepped up. I got new brakes in the back. All new brakes all the way around this thing, but I just finished up with the back brakes on both sides. I found the problem though. I got a leak here.
So we're gonna change that. I got a brake line for it, brand new brake line. I bought a brake line kit for this car, and I got these rear brakes lines still brand new. I'm gonna swap that out. What else? Just getting aggressive with the car, guys. I'm getting very aggressive with it. So I'll be doing stickers. Once I get all the stickers in, some of the lower stickers and stuff like that, I'll be going in sync with the stickers and in the interior. So I'll be going work with both as I start assembling this thing back together. But I'm so ecstatic on all the rust repairs on this thing. Underneath this vehicle will look just as good as the rest of the car, guys. I went and touched every inch of this car to make sure it was okay. But I'm pushing now. I'm really trying to push to see how far I can get within these next, before the month of July is over with. I'm looking to try to have this thing nearly done before the end of this month. So now that I'm just about done with that final rust repair, now it's time to start assembling, start going back at it full-fledged, putting everything back together, and waiting on some weather stripping that I ordered, and yeah, it should be all good. Should be all good. So I'm gonna remove all these panels. These panels were in amazing condition before I dropped my car off at that paint shop. Now they're all dusty and stuff. I don't know if I'm gonna paint them. There's some paint that you can paint these panels and they look identical to how they were when they were installed in the car. So we may do that when I wipe them off to see how they clean up. Yeah, I'm putting all of this stuff out of here and start installing new carpet and everything else. So I'm super excited about the final rust repair. Everything is pretty much done. Now it's time to start reassembling this thing. Putting a wrap on this side. Putting the passenger side. Making the last finishing touches on this back side, and looking good, looking good. So all this is fresh new metal. In the joints, when you see where I welded that, guys, I use polyurethane sealant. That stuff is amazing. And all the cracks, so you have to worry about none ever getting in those seams. This will last forever. So that's this side, all new metal. Just use some polyurethane sealant to seal off all those creases after I use etching primer, rust reformer, and then I topped it off with some that undercoating. So it just wasn't undercoating to metal. I have to worry about the undercoating chipping off over time. And I also use Flex Seal. That stuff is amazing too. Flex Seal over this. If I can find it, just spray some Flex Seal on this side, I believe. All right, let's go take a look on the passenger side now. So, passenger side. Very pleased with how this turned out. Nice. This is all metal with some etching primer, rust reformer, some polyurethane sealant around some of the creases and cracks, and then some enamel I used on the back here. All right, guys, time for me to reveal what I've done to the back of this thing. Pretty happy with the results. A couple of things I'm doing as it's time now to start back assembling everything. Gonna remove every single thing from the inside tomorrow. Already removed dash pad. So I got a nice dash pad there. It's a crack. It ain't cracked no more, you guys can see. We'll talk about all that in a minute. But yeah, I'm gonna take every single thing out of here. There's nothing up there. All this stuff come out. These panels and stuff come out of here. As we prep to put this thing back together. It's time now, but I'll close this video out with a couple things I'm gonna show what I did to the back of this vehicle, which took me a lot of time to create what I've done back here on both sides. A lot of time fabricating and just manipulating metal, making things work to get the sort of factory appearance what I got, and I'm pretty happy with the results. So let me get the light.
show you guys reveal the finished product of what I've done. First and foremost, I'm actually filming another video right now. The rear brake line was leaking. I got brand new brakes in the rear, brand new brakes hardware, brand new brakes in the front and rotors, lines as well, brand new transmission lines. The only thing that I didn't do, I didn't have a rear brake line. This was the last line, and I had it. However, that line was just too short. That new line was just too short. So I made a line to go back exactly how the other line was here. So I'm filming that right now. You guys can see it's putting that in this copper so it won't never rust. But so let me raise this up and reveal what I've done. We'll start on this side, driver's side. You guys can see it's exactly back how it was. You can never tell that this was removed. I used etching primer over the bare metal, some Rust-Oleum, rust reformer. Let me show you guys. Where's that right now? Use some etching primer. Where's my? Just show you guys what I'm using before I finish showing you everything. Also use a lot of this. This stuff is really good. I use this on the parts that's gonna take the most beating from weather and just spray it. And I'll show you guys all that in a second. But oh, okay, here it is. I love this stuff. That some polyurethane sealant, which is amazing, second to none. That stuff seals off anything. And I'll show you guys all the parts on the back of these vehicles. That water gets in those cracks and it just rusts out. But back here, very extremely happy how this turned out. This a lot of work to get this to look like this, and we're gonna work our way underneath and around. So over there, all that matters. The metal in there, and you wrap around. And I'll take you guys up top. So a lot of that Z-bar, I'm thinking that is all that Z-bars you guys see that was there from the factory. So just coated all that's fresh new metal. All this is a lot of work and effort to get it back like this. Also cleaned their tank. And I sprayed it as well, but all this has been sprayed. Let me go to the top side, show you guys that. Oh, since we underneath it, and show you guys underneath. So, very pleased at how this turned out. Very, very pleased. All metal. You guys can see all metal, all turned out great. All that stuff was there. This is to fix all metal. Let me take you guys up top and show you underneath first. Since we're under here, that's under the car. Everything has been touched on here. Every single aspect of this car has been touched. With some rust reformer, I've been doing some scraping, making sure all the loose flakes of that old undercoating was removed, and just rust reformed everything. So everything is smooth. Every single thing under here. Very pleased at how all the back turned out. Every single piece has been touched. I'll be installing the gas tank in a second so I can finish up underneath here. But yeah, very happy with how everything turned out. You guys can see the bumper's going on. If you know that, notice there's no bumper here no more. So gas tank will be installed. The straps, and I'll be pretty much done with underneath this car. Everything has been touched. Every single thing. I'll be done in here. And happy with how everything turned out. So, let me show you guys something else. One last thing. How that's sealed off really nicely. Look at all the angles, all the cuts. All metal, all metal. Here's an example of it. Look at the cracks. I mean, look at, that's polyurethane sealant. Cause I know water or moisture get down in there and it rust out in there too, so I have fixed all of that. Got all of this cleared out on both sides. So that's it. I'll be doing the gas tank and the straps in a second. I'll be doing that tonight. And then I'm gonna clear everything up out of this inside. Everything, I'm taking everything out. So I'll be putting the hatch struts on, both brand new, so I can raise it up easily while I'm taking everything out. What else I'm gonna do? I'm also gonna install this. Since I got it, okay, I made it look really nice. This is nice. It goes under here with a couple more components. I'm gonna put all that back. See, there's a mounting bracket there, and let me show you guys exactly where it goes since I got the light. There are both bolts. That's one, and that's the other. So both mount there. So I'm gonna put it, and it goes to that hole here. I'm not sure if a grommet was in here. Let's see if I can put something around here. But yeah, we're gonna put that back. So the option would be here in case I'm gonna go back with the AC. That's it for this video, guys. It was long enough. Just want to show you guys that we have to do it right. Stay tuned. So I'll be aggressive with the videos now, because now I'll be pulling everything out. I'll be going step by step, putting everything back in. I like my dash pad. Original dash pad. Nice. Original. And yeah, we'll be going back with everything. And I'll be putting the glass in the rear. I'm gonna take it to the shop. There's a glass shop running up the street. I'll take it to the shop and get the new windshield put in. So I'm gonna finish this completely out before I start on the white and blue one. I'm excited to get it going. I'm excited to get it back, guys. I really am now. I'm pumped. I want to just see how. I'm excited to see how it turns out after I'm done. After all the insane amount of hard work, all the adversity I've went through. Yeah, we're trying to get it back, looking decent. All right, thanks so much for watching. Terrence out.